Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Actually It's Amira. If you are new here, I like to talk everything celebrities, trending topics, YouTube drama, you name it, I want to talk about it. But I do want you to know that all the opinions expressed here on this channel are just that my opinions because I don't know these people. I'm just trying to give you what I think is going on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, so that we could be on the same page about how we supposed to be moving when we meet people like the people we talking about. If you know what I mean. That was a lot to say. And instead of saying anymore, I'm just going to get into it. So, news sources are reporting that Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson were in couples therapy. Can you believe it? Can you guys actually believe it? They were in couples therapy after he did that huge infidelity on her and what got caught kissing the stripper, and it went all over the news media. And then he got caught messing around with Jordan Woods, and that was all over the media. Khloe decided to give this man another chance at working on their relationships and couples therapy. Now, it was supposed to be therapy for Tristian, but Tristian had invited Khloe to join, and she started joining the session so she could have the inside look as to what was going on in his mind, see if she could help heal him along with the therapist. And I just want to go on ahead and say, can we normalize calling a thing a thing? Can we normalize calling therapists out on their bullshit too? Can we normalize men going to therapy and playing their therapist and getting their therapist on their side to help them get the wool over their women's eyes? Because there's a string of people who will say, I'll go to therapy, I'll work on myself. And then they find these hoodwink therapists who basically just want to collect their premiums and want to collect their copays. They have zero interest in healing anybody or revealing any truths. They just want to stay on the docket. They just want to be able to put a check on their tick mark to say, I was a therapist to Tristian Thompson. I helped consult Khloe Kardashian, and I know all the inside details of their relationships. And tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I was their therapist, I would want to stay on that payroll as long as possible. I would be doing very little healing because I want to make sure that I got an inside look into the dirt at all times, because it has to be extremely entertaining and extremely interesting. So if I'm the therapist, like, low key, am I really trying to heal you? And then Tristian, he ain't doing nothing but playing Khloe, because anytime a man, especially a man who's supposed to be hard and like strong, only anytime he's vulnerable enough to say, I'm going to take myself to therapy, you would think that a woman would be like, oh, this is exactly what I want to hear. Like, he's going to work on himself. He's committed to this relationship. But ladies, I want to tell you to keep a keen eye. I want you to keep a keen eye to a man who is using therapy to scapegoat you and to pull the wool over your eyes to make you think they're working on themselves, when really all they're working on is how to be more creative, how to cheat better, and how to hopefully not get caught. They're looking for an ally, okay? And they're using that therapist to trick you into getting back into a relationship with them when they know they have zero interest in changing. They're looking for that therapist to be an ally to their bullshit. They want their therapist to say, oh, he's doing the work. He's working on himself. He does love you. He does care about you. And this is why, on the one hand, I do support therapy for many reasons. I'm a big proponent of therapy, but I see it as a place you go when you just want to vent, you want to get things off your chest. You're not really looking for somebody to tell you what to do. You're really looking for somebody to help you discover your own conclusions, because that's what a therapist is. They help navigate you down the path, right? Like, hey, you might want to make a left turn, but hey, have you considered what would happen if you made a right turn? Right? That's what a therapist does. I never went into therapy, even though I like to provide an insightful psychological perspective to many things, and I probably should have went down that road. One of the reasons why I couldn't do it is because I don't have the capacity to lie to people. Like, I just have to tell you what it is for what I see it is, and to keep it real with you, and that would probably hurt a lot of people's feelings. And at that point, I can't be a therapist, because I got to tell you the truth. And if I was a therapist in that room, I would have been telling Khloe, girl, just look at the fucking scoreboard. Like, just look at the scoreboard. This man has a repeated pattern of cheating on you. Repeated pattern. Cheating on you with this woman. He was with another woman when he met you. He cheated on you with your sister's best friend. He's been caught in the media. Like, this man has a repeated pattern. You should consider him a stock portfolio. And when you're dealing with stocks, the greatest predictor of future performance in a stock is past performance. So if you ever want to know how a man's going to treat you, how he's going to behave, What has he done in the past? That'll give you a very good guideline as to what you can expect in the future. And so when Tristian first cheated on Khloe, everybody was like, oh, she's pregnant. Oh, he cheated. Oh my God. Right. But then I was the first one. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there were people who would agree with me, but I was one of those ones who was like, is this a joke? Like, are we really surprised that he's cheating on a pregnant woman? Because last time I checked, the girl he left left to get with Khloe was pregnant. The other Jordan, Aniko, her sister, was mad pregnant. So, like, did we not expect him to do that? Did we not know that that was in his capabilities? Like, was that really a shocker? Wasn't to me. And if I'm Khloe's therapist, I'm like, girl, you need to run right now because he's doing to you what he did to old girl. And next thing that's probably going to happen is he going to have a baby on you. That's probably what's coming down the pike. And I would have to tell her, like, it's hard for me as an individual who watches celebrities live their life in a public scrutiny. It's hard for me to feel bad for their circumstances when they willingly sign up to participate in these circumstances. It's like you are volunteering as tribute. You are literally, this man has come to you with all his flaws. He said, I am a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, a heartbreaker, right? Just like the song go. I'm a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, and a heartbreaker. Like, they are literally coming with that on their resume. Like, if this was a resume, their summation of professional experience would say liar, cheater, deceiver, heartbreaker. And for if you as a woman say, okay, he a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, and a heartbreaker, and I want to date him, it's hard for me to feel bad for you because it's like this man showed you who he was. You didn't believe him. And now you want everybody else to feel bad for your stupidity. It's like, I'm sorry, but like, I can't feel bad for your stupidity. And I can't raise my hand and say, hey, here comes a stupid woman, but we should all cry at her sad tears because he hurt her. It's like, no, you hurt yourself. You hurt yourself. This man ain't told you no lies. He told you he was a cheater when he met you. Why are you surprised when he cheats on you? And then it's like, okay, if you think you're going to be that woman who makes the difference, that woman who's going to change him and going to get him to do the right thing, the very moment he shows you behavior that is on trend with his past behavior is the moment you should walk away. There should be absolutely no negotiations, no feedback, no, oh, we should work. No, I'm out. I'm out because I am not going to allow myself to get emotionally invested into the trenches with you when I know what's about to happen. Like, I can already see what there is to come. And so it's hard for me to feel bad. It's like you gotta be accountable. Like, why are we dragging Tristian? Like, I get it's third trimester Tristian, and you shouldn't cheat on a pregnant woman, and he real sleazy for that. But like for us to like drag him for real, it's like he honestly just living in his truth. He told Khloe who he was. He is living in his truth and his most authentic self. And then he gonna roll into that therapist office in couples therapy. I busted out laughing when I read that in the news today. I'm like, this man was in couples therapy. And what was the therapist saying? Like, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall to see what the therapist was saying to Khloe during these sessions, probably saying all kind of nonsense to her, like, he really loves you. He's working on himself. He's doing the best that he can. You got to be patient with him. Because that's what the sisters was telling her too. And I would have been like, nope, we're not being patient. I'm not working with him. I don't care about any of that. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out because he's getting one over you and you letting him get one over on me. And now I'm sure Khloe is like, and here comes the baby, because he wasn't working out none of his trauma. He was figuring out how to be more creative and how to be more sneaky. And then it's like, Tristian knows what's at stake. That's the part that kills me. It's like, you know that this woman has a public perception. You know that this woman is often stalked by paparazzi. You know that this woman is going to have news articles written about her. You know that this woman has a huge following. So you know what's at stake for her. Like, you know exactly what you're risking by dating other women. You know that you're going to get caught. It's almost like he enjoys the thrill of humiliation. That's how I would see it if I was Khloe. If it were me, I would be like, it almost comes across as if you enjoy humiliating me. Like, you get some kind of kink out of that. Because if you know what's at stake for me as a woman, you know everything I've been through, you know the humiliation that I face, you know what's at stake. and you're still choosing to engage in that level of behavior, it's like, do you get joy out of this? Is this kinky for you? Do you somehow get up? Is that a power move for you? Is it that you have some kind of inadequacy inside of you that you're trying to compensate for, and you're using your ability to humiliate me in the public as a way to put a notch on your belt of your ego? I don't know. One has to think about that. If one has to think about that. And then it made me be like, well, honestly, Khloe, it's hard for me to feel bad for you because this man he's doing exactly what he was supposed to do, and you allow him to do it. You allow him to do it. There's no way that him kissing your sister's best friend should have been a forgivable act. Like, cheating with a random stripper that I don't know, you don't know, and we'll never see again is one thing. You cheating with somebody who's essentially a part of my family is completely different. And it's something that I don't know how she got past that. There's no need for couples therapy. There's no therapist who could convince me that you can do better when you don't have no morals and no scruples. There's no therapist who convince me of that. And I know people want to say, oh, but they had a daughter. You were trying to work it out for your family. I don't buy into that, because I feel like there are real women out here in third world countries who are in abusive relationships because they are under patriarchy, and they are under supreme control from their husbands. Like, I'm talking in those countries where if a woman leaves her husband, she will be killed. You know, a woman leaves her husband, she'll starve, and so will her children. Khloe's not in that situation. Khloe is in a situation that if she had left Tristian, her and True would have been perfectly fine. Her and True have resources. They have a family support system. They have options. She's not in a situation where this is her end all be all. And like, it's either stay with him or have nothing. And so it's hard for me to be like, how did you squander your opportunities and then expect the world to cry at your tears? It's like, I don't get that. I don't get it. It's like at some point you got to be like, this man's a dog and I'm out. Like, I'm out. I'm not dealing with this. I don't need nobody to cry for me. I don't need nobody to feel bad. I don't need no hashtag save Khloe. I don't need hashtag third trimester Tristian. I don't need hashtag Tristian strikes again. You know what I need? Hashtag I'm woke now. Hashtag accountability. Hashtag I'm standing up for myself. Hashtag I'm living in my truth. Hashtag I'm moving on. And honestly, I think we should normalize that. We should normalize women coming forward and being like, I choose to do better. We should normalize as women holding other women accountable for the bullshit they put themselves in and not letting them get over on us and like let them scapegoat men and be like, he did this to me. Men are evil. Men are bad. Men are horrible. Yes, it's true. There are some men who are bad. There are some men who are horrible, but there are also some women who love to be the victim. They love to put themselves in toxic situations so that they can be, woe is me, damsel in distress. I'm so sad. They have that like that emotional trauma that's inside of them that they haven't healed, and so they attract men who are going to damage them. And so instead of us crying at their tears, we need to be like, hey sis, you might need to do some inner work on yourself. You might need to be in therapy. You might need to ask yourself why you keep going back to that bad relationship. What is it about you that makes you feel you're not worthy of more? Why does it always got to be his fault? Because that man ain't changed since the day you met him. He was a bum when you met him. He had bum mentality when you met him, and you still stay with him. So then whose fault is that, for real, for real? But anywho, that's my updated take on Tristian and Khloe. The couples therapy ladies out there, if your man get caught cheating, he a serial cheater, and he busts you upside the head with the let's go to couples therapy. Hey Wanda, hey procurement queen, if he busts you upside the head with that let's go to therapy talk, if he try to pull one over on you after serial cheating, I need you to know from the bottom of my soul that this man is trying to trick you. He is trying to build an alliance with the therapist to trick you into staying in a very bad relationship. He is going to use the mental health system in an attempt to trick you out of your common sense. And half the time, these therapists be crazy too. They be right along. All they care about is the premium and the copay. The longer they could keep you in a toxic relationship, and I'm not saying all therapists are like that, but the longer they could keep you in a toxic relationship, the more money they can make. They are in the business of billing. And unless you find a really good therapist, one that's going to be honest with you, and that's where it gets into interviewing your therapist, which is also a thing, and asking the right questions to make sure that this person is the right person that's going to tell you the truth. Asking them questions like, how long has your longest client been with you? What's your average retention of a client? Can you tell me about some of the systems and metric measures you put into place to make sure that your clients are getting the outcomes they expect? How do you help your clients out of difficult situations? What's your strategy? You know, what's the work? Oh, thank you for the super sticker, Wanda. I appreciate that. What's your strategy? What is the plan here? Because if you're not asking your therapist those right questions and you're relying on them to help get you out of a bad situation, you might be signing yourself up to be duped and to be played a fool. And it's not cool. And we need to normalize telling the truth to one another. Yeah, good questions. What's your outcomes? I want to know, how long have you worked with somebody? What are your outcomes? How are you going to counsel me? What's our plan? What can I expect to learn from you within the first 90 days? Do you have experience with emotional abuse? Have you dealt with people who've been in cheating relationships before? What are the signs that you're probably dealing with a serial cheater, or somebody who might have a sex addiction, or somebody who might have a problem with women because they have abandonment issues with their mom? What's your experience with outcomes? And if we're not asking those questions to our therapist, we might be also doing ourselves a disservice. So that's something that I always encourage people to do. And that's why I'm like, listen, get you a life coach. If you don't have one, if you want one, this is what I do: sister coaching. I coach women on how to get themselves out of bad situations and tell them the truth down the road. You definitely need a therapist, because I'm not a mental health professional, but I'm also not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you what it is, because sometimes you just need to hear the truth. And if somebody would have said to Khloe, look at his track record, look at his resume, he is a bum. He has a bum mentality. Why are you subjecting yourself to somebody who has a bum mindset? Why? Why? You have options. Why? Hey, Lint Liquor, that would be my number one thing. Why? Why are you here? Why are you here? Do you not feel worthy? Do you not feel you can do better? Do you not feel you deserve more? Do you think somehow that some other woman who comes across this man is going to be in a better position than you? Because honestly, if he doesn't fix himself, the next woman ain't going to do nothing but inherit a headache. Let her have him. That's how I see it. If you want to go and deal with my cheating man, who has been a serial cheater, and now you think you have one upped me by taking this cheater off my hands, then go head on and have him. I'm not holding on to no cheating man. You can have him, sis, because you know what he did to me, he only going to do to you. But I'm not going to waste all my good that's inside of me on some man who is undeserving. And now, after he has ran me up and made me damage goods, I got to go out into the world looking for another man with all my broken pieces and all my stuff, all my baggage. I got to go carry all them bags into the street because I let you play in my face for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. I'm not doing it. It's an unnecessary assignment. It's unnecessary, ladies. Like, normalize, normalize not letting somebody get one over on you more than one time. Like, I'm not going to say that men don't cheat. Some men cheat. I'm not saying all men cheat. Some men cheat. And there may be a man who might have a slip up. He may have a moment, a lapse in judgment, a midlife crisis, a psychotic break. He completely lose his mind and he might cheat on you. And I'm not saying that means he doesn't love you, because a man could cheat one time and really love his wife. He could have just been in a bad space mentally. Y'all could have been not connected. Whatever. At that point, you got a choice to make as a woman. You can stay and work through that with him and try to see if y'all can get back right, or you can leave. But if he cheats on you a second time, like I'm talking full on sleeping with other women, like legit, no, no, no. That's not a mistake anymore. That is a pattern of behavior that you refuse to change. And therefore, don't come to me with your sad tears. And I tell my friends that too. Like, I'm sorry, but like, you got me for one heartbreak. Like, if he break your heart again the same way he broke it the first time and you decide to stay, I'm checking out. I'm checking out, because at that point, You're asking me to sign up to be a part of your toxic behavior. And that's what therapists need to start telling their clients too. Like, sis, he done already showed you who he was. You ain't want to believe him. I'm happy to continue to take your money because honestly, I'm on billable hours. I will gladly take your money for the next year, but I'm gonna let you know up front, this ain't gonna end well for you, girl. It ain't gonna end well for you. But you can stay if you like, and I'll gladly take your money. But let's normalize that. Let's normalize that. But yeah, that's my take on Tristian and Khloe. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. You know, I just be breezing on through. I don't be staying for a long time. I just make it a quick, good time. If you like the live, please like it on the way out. Please leave a comment down below. Share it if you like. And thank you again, Wanda, for the super sticker. That was super nice of you. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.